Larry Schwartz. This is the Search Buzz video recap. This is the February 20th edition. Today is Friday, and we'll get started right away. I have a lot of news to cram in, and we only have 10 minutes because of the YouTube restriction. So if you're from Google and you can get me onto a director or some type of platform that lets me do a little bit longer, that would definitely help me slow down and get these videos done in much more detail. Yahoo announced some big news. They're now showing video and image ads on some search results. It's now official. If you do a search for eCerns with an E, or pedigree, or Pepsi, in Yahoo search, you'll be able to see video ads at the top of the results. When you click on it, it shows an actual video ad. Yahoo tested this out back with a Honda thing back in March of last year. Google also has been doing this officially as well. So this is obviously the future of search ads, and obviously this gets people more engaged. Extremely interesting thing we found, spotted, was on February 14th. I did a post about this at seroundtable.com, where Google's testing SearchWiki on the AdWords, the paid results. What we saw was a little X, not a promote, but a little X button on the top right corner of the title of the AdWords post, and basically if you click that, it will go away. The big thing here is people are asking, obviously Google's testing this, but the question is, if they release this, what type of impact would this have on AdWords, and what type of impact would this have on the quality score, and could this be used in the future to harm your competitors? On the AdSense front, Google has finally given AdSense publishers the ability to select the preferred ad font size or font style. They can now choose between Arial, Times, or Verdana, the three main fonts on the internet, but that's about it. These are only shown on Latin types of characters, obviously not for languages like Hebrew or whatever, but we know Google's been testing this for a really long time. They've been testing it since early 2007. Then they really started testing back in May, June, August. They did a lot of tests in different AdSense fonts, including Comic Sans. And right now they're giving AdSense publishers the ability to control if they want Arial, Times, or Verdana, or like Google Pick. And it's officially should be live in all AdSense accounts right now. We made a post on it on February 20th at seroundtable.com. Also this week, Google has opened up their AdSense for domains internationally. Back in December 2008, Google expanded it to U.S. publishers so they can have AdSense for domains. And I was very, very skeptical. I said AdSense for domains is very, very spammable. People don't like it. It leads to arbitrage. It leads to MFAs, etc., etc. And I was thinking that Google's just doing this to make a quick buck. But I haven't really seen any negative feedback since December 2008 about this program, so I'm not so skeptical anymore. So maybe this is an okay thing Google's doing, and we'll take a look at it. It will be very close in terms of watching this and seeing if anybody goes ahead and takes advantage of it, especially Google. Google has confirmed that this has been opened up to the internationally, and again, we have a post about this on February 18th. This week, I've seen a little bit of an influx in terms of people complaining, AdWords advertisers complaining that their quality score has dropped from a 9.8 to a 1. A quality score of 1, which means their bids are way up, and it's costing them a tremendous amount to advertise in Google. This is called the Google Slap. On February 19th, we have a post with leading to several sources that have advertisers who are complaining about this issue. The complaints have dropped a little bit, so I guess it was something that happened this week with a quality score change, but I don't have any official confirmation from Google on this yet. This was interesting. On February 16th, I did a post leading to a Digital Point forum thread, which said that for some advertisers, for some specific types of ads, Google's now requiring you to put the pricing of that product that you're selling directly in the ad content. So if you're selling ringtones and you're putting up AdWords ads for ringtones, Google's policy requires that you display how much that service or how much that ringtone will cost directly in the actual in the AdWords ad. This has been confirmed not by AdWords or at Google, but by somebody I really trust over in the forums named BizWriter. So it's pretty interesting. I've never seen anything like this before in the past. If you want to learn more about it, we have a post about it on February 16th, 2009 at seroundtable.com. We often tell publishers and advertisers not to obsess over a delayed report in the AdWords or AdSense consoles, but over the weekend there was a major bug or something which really slowed down the reporting, and it made AdSense publishers and AdWords advertisers freak out in terms of them not, getting paid or their ads not being shown up. Google confirmed this issue. It's been fixed already, but if you want to read more about it and if you're worried, definitely take a look at our February 16th post at seroundtable.com. This is interesting. On February 18th, we did a post basically reporting that for some searches, Google's going ahead and offering search tips. So if you do a search for a specific keyword, I have a few examples on my February 18th post, up comes at the bottom of the search results a tip which shows from Google that basically says these results include the word whatever you're searching for. To show results that only include this word, do this. It's a form of stemming tip. And if you take a look at the parameter in the Google URL, when you click on that link, it adds the parameter and SA equals X and OI equals stemming underscore tip and CT equals title. So this is some type of stemming tip. The question is, how could SEOs and webmasters learn from this and maybe fine-tune their content by better understanding how Google understands what stemming is and how they're using it here. Again, this is a pretty cool searcher tip, and Google's probably hopefully having people actually, perform better queries using this. But in terms of the SEO side, there might be a lot of things to look at. So we all have heard about hijacking or Google bombs. The next thing we just saw on February 19th, I did a post, and TechCrunch did a post about this as well, where Vimo, which is a popular YouTube-like service, if you did a translation over at Google Translate and you typed in the word Vimo, the name Vimo, Vimeo, Google would translate that into YouTube. So Andrea over at Vimo actually complained about this, and soon later it was fixed, I assume because TechCrunch posted about it. But the question is, how did this happen? We all know Google Translate works based on algorithm. It looks at how the web and how people are translating words across web documents, as well as how people are searching, and it uses that data to make definitions and translation even better. The question is, could you algorithmically, I guess this is done algorithmically, could you actually push a Google Translate hijack of a word or a name? So if I wanted to say Google was Yahoo, could I somehow do that on the web using web documents to confuse Google Translate into thinking that Google in, French is equal to Yahoo in English? Is that possible? And that's another trend we might be seeing coming up in the future. You haven't noticed, we're in a recession, a global recession, and we did a poll earlier this month asking AdSense publishers if they have noticed that their earnings have dropped in January or not. About 70% of the 120 or so people who responded said yes, their earnings have dropped in January 2009. About 20% said it remained the same, and only about 8% said their earnings have increased. So I think this has obviously both impacted AdWords in terms of advertisers' budgets, as well as impacting how much publishers are earning. The question is, how badly is Google feeling it? Obviously, Google News now allows advertisers to advertise directly on Google News. So we saw an ad, which was basically fake news. Basically, it said that President Obama was killed by a potential killer in Russia, a Russian spy. Obviously, this was an ad. It wasn't real. Google removed it quickly. But obviously, this is leaving Google open to issues. If people might confuse the ads to be actual results, getting ads in there that are totally irrelevant and non-factual could really impact how the stock market plays and how the whole world reacts to certain news. Today I wrote about how Google's reliability report for the Better Business Bureau was a rating of a grade of D. The question I asked on February 20th at SEOroundtable.com was, does Google deserve a grading of D on their reliability report from the Better Business Bureau? There are two Google Webmaster Tools reporting issues you should worry about, or not worry about, that you should be aware about. One is if you have a sitemap, a new sitemap that you uploaded and it's still in pending status, do not worry. Google knows about this. And there is an issue with their reporting. Don't worry, it will be fixed. Two is in the Webmaster Tools link report, if the data is not being updated or if it's empty or if it's not downloading properly for you, do not worry. Google knows about this and they're working on a fix. Google has extended their AdWords API for version 12, their deadline for sunsetting it, which was supposed to be on February 23rd. They pushed that off to March 9th because the Perl library wasn't ready to be updated, but now it is. So definitely, if you have been using the API for AdWords, you have to make sure to update by March 9th. You should probably do it right away. Just a quick reminder, on February 14th was Valentine's Day. We had lots of logos from different search engines. On February 16th was President's Day. Google and Yahoo did not have your logos, but other search engines did. If you want to see those logos, check out SEOroundtable.com on February 14th and February 16th. All right, again, I'm sorry. I had to go through like 20 or so topics in the past 10 minutes. If I have more time, I could definitely do it. Obviously, the iTunes videos could go longer, but the YouTube videos cannot. Thanks so much for listening. Tune in next week for the news at SEOroundtable.com. Today is February 20th, Friday. Everyone have a great weekend, and we'll see you guys next week.